Hello everybody. I did a video a couple days ago on the Saddleback Leather wallet that I got. Liking it so far. The one criticism that I did hear one person post, this I posted on Reddit. The one criticism is that the Saddleback Leather wallets are expensive. Yes and no. You can go to a department store, you can get wallets, depending on where you go and what wallet you get. You might be able to get one for $10, you might be able to get one for $20, you might be able to get one for $30 or $40, depending on the quality. I have a few wallets here that I've bought over time at department stores. They've kind of varied in price, but I'm going to kind of average it. You know, this one was maybe 20, this one maybe 25, this one maybe 30, 35. I believe this one, the normal price was 35 for this one, this being kind of at the high end. In life, for me, I did sales for quite a while. I'm not in sales anymore, but I did jewelry sales, all the way from basic board game sales at one point, all the way up to fine jewelry sales. And I think there's really three categories of really price. You have your low end, which I would say is your disposable price point. Not always. You're going to find good things within any price point, I believe. You have your middle ground, which I think can be ideal when you're buying stuff. There's that perfect fusion of price along with quality that you can find oftentimes. And you have your high end. You have your name brands that you pay for, your design, your logo. Oftentimes those, of course, are going to be a lot better quality than your low end. But you always are paying a premium for, you know, a name brand along with the quality that you're getting with that name brand. Now here I've got three wallets, and I kind of want to show each of these wallets. Now what I'm doing is I'm giving these wallets the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that your average wallet costs $20. These vary, but I'm just going to say $20. You have here with shipping $50. What we have is we have a Timberland wallet, which I bought about 3 months ago, and we have two Perry Ellis Portfolio wallets. Now these are kind of the premier ones. They're a nicer leather than you usually see on the Perry Ellis, and they have overall lasted me a lot longer than the traditional Perry Ellis wallets have lasted. I'm going to go to this one first. This is a wallet that I was very pleased with. This is something that lasted me about, I believe it was somewhere between 2 to 3 years. The leather is pretty nice on the outside. It's gotten this really nice smooth finish to it. This is another Perry Ellis Portfolio. You can see the grain and the finish is quite a bit different on these two. I actually bought this one because I really liked this one. This one did very well, but after about 2 to 3 years, this tore. This is supposed to be solid here. Little credit card window. It does have like some kind of a nylon fabric or something behind here, but I got a hole in here. And that, you know, after 2 to 3 years, I was like, that's not really that bad. You know, this has lasted me a while. It's been nice. It's been functional. It's pretty thin. So I bought another one. Now, I couldn't find this exact model, so I bought this. This one's got a fold out, so a double clear ID thing here. Little bit thicker material in these areas. I'm kind of guessing, you know, depending on what you have in here, that's not going to tear as fast. So this might last you, you know, a bit longer. But I do find over time that these will start to break down. And also you'll see they really conform quite fast to what you have in them, which can be a good or a bad thing. But, you know, this, if I would have not worried about that and just used the wallet, I don't know how long this would have lasted. It might have lasted, you know, double the amount of time or more. But I have a Timberland wallet here. Now the Timberland wallet, you know, I'm thinking I paid 20 bucks for this. And like I said, I'm just going to average these out and say that they're all $20 each. I had this literally for 3 months. And I've had a few wallets that have had the same situation. You can see already totally conformed to cards, and that's and this is all kind of bent. That's after 3 months. After 3 months, you see this, and we'll see if you can see it here, this fabric is already torn. So this fabric is I'll just pull it here. It's torn, totally torn. That's after 3 months of use. And really, you know, looking at how this is all bent and everything, I really can't see this being a wallet that would last 3 more months, maybe another year. But what I'm going to do for the sake of just value, the idea of value, I'm going to say that on average my wallets, though I believe it's less, and I believe I've paid more, I'm going to say my wallets on average have lasted 2 years each. And I'm going to say I, on average, have paid $20 for each of those wallets. Now, the average life expectancy in Minnesota, that's where I live, Minnesota, the average life expectancy for a male is about 77 years. So let's say that I started buying wallets at the age of 30. And I'm burning through those wallets, you know, at $20 per wallet. They're lasting me about 2 years. That's quite a bit of money, I would say. You know, I don't want to do the math in my head, but let's see here. I'm just going to pull up a calculator. We'll say that I started buying them at 30, so I got 47 years. You know, at what, $20? You know, that's $10 a year, so that's, you know, $470 I'll spend on wallets. I don't really know if that's what I'm going to spend on wallets if I did these from the age of 30. I'm just saying 30 because I think 30 maybe is where the average person starts thinking about the actual value of what they're buying instead of just buying something solely for aesthetics. And I could be wrong. I'm just giving, you know, fake numbers here. But eventually you get to the point to where you're like, I don't really care so much about, you know, this design or that design. And I love this design. It's just a very basic, general, rustic, almost, you know, craft style to me. But you start thinking about, I want to invest in something that's going to last me a lifetime. So to me, we've got $500 here that I'll spend in the lifetime of buying wallets, minimum. You know, for me, it's probably been more. I've probably spent that much, at least right now, at my age, on wallets throughout the time that I've bought wallets. Or you can spend $50. This has the potential to last me the rest of my life. So this is just my basic thing that I want to point out to people. I think that some people don't understand value at all. I think that some people have been trained to simply look at a price, and if something is more expensive than something else, that makes no sense to them. And to me, what I'm trying to say is for those people, you got to think about how long something's going to last and how much that's going to cost you per year. Because if you're not a person that's really into switching up the different styles, and you want a wallet that looks this way and that way and that way and multiple different styles, and you get bored with how something looks really fast, a very basic, high-quality piece like this, which has the potential to last you, I don't know, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, whatever, is not expensive. They actually don't charge enough for this. And you know, hopefully they don't take that to heart, but they're not charging enough for this, considering that, you know, sure, you know, you sell somebody this wallet, they're probably going to buy other stuff from you, but if you have a person that just buys this wallet, you haven't made that much money. These people have already made more money off of me than Saddleback has. You know, Perry Ellis has made, you know, more money, $55 right here, for two things that, you know, this probably would have lasted me a couple years. 4 years. In 4 years, they've made what Saddleback has made for me. And this is probably going to last me forever. So if anything, this is vastly underpriced. So I would just tell people who have that logic of not understanding value, you have to think beyond the initial investment when it comes to stuff like this. And, you know, if you can make Tyvek wallets and you burn through them once every year and you spend 5 cents a year and you're fine with that, and that makes you happy, you know, more power to you. Absolutely. I support that 100%. But for me, there's something also to be said just about quality, craftsmanship, that old world feel that something like this has. My mug. You know, that something like this has that also is valuable to me. So whenever I buy my stuff, especially recently within the last 2 or so years, above everything else, how does it make you feel? You know, when you take it out, is it simply just a wallet, or is there something more to it? Does it have that little extra value? You know, and to me, something like this does. And everything that I purchase nowadays, I try for the most part to buy stuff that also brings me something else beyond just the value and the function that it is. So that also has this value here. And these didn't. Like this, I didn't even use this. I didn't like it. It's weird and it's fake feeling. So, you know, whereas this is simple and wholesome feeling. I don't know if that makes any sense. I probably sound like a weirdo, but that's it. Value.